Happy Monday. Welcome to local government. We're going to get started with a roll call so that if those that need a proxy out can do so, and then we'll go through introductions and start off the committee agenda. The clerk, go ahead and open the roll.
You have a quorum, Mr. Chair.
And Van Valkenburg is also noted as present. We're going to go through first order of business. First off, I've named Senator Rome as vice chair of local government, bringing a good deal of experience to the table, both in the House and prior work. And so I look forward to working with Senator Rome. And we're going to go through committee member introductions, starting with to my right. See, I've positioned you appropriately. You're to my right as the former chair of local government, Senator Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This is a really fun committee. If you want to have fun, this is the place to be. But it also makes a big difference in what we do in our locality. So I'm Senator Bill Stanley, former chairman of this vaunted committee. I'm from Southside and Southwest Virginia, representing the people of the 7th Senate District.
I'm David Suderline. I represent Roanoke City, Salem, most of Roanoke County, and most of Montgomery. And previously, I got to be the primary aide to the chairman of this exalted committee for several years. So back again.
Good morning, Glenn Sturdivant, represent Chesterfield and Colonial Heights. Served previously on this committee for a few years and happy to be back.
Good morning, Tara Durant, serving Senate District 27, which is most of the county of Stafford, city of Fredericksburg, and portions of Spotsylvania County.
Danny Diggs, 24th Senate District, Poquoson, York County, city of Williamsburg, a part of James City, and half of the city of Newport News.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Danica Rome. I'm the senator for the 30th District, which is Western Prince William County, City of Manassas Park, and the town of Haymarket. I was proud to serve all 6 years I was in the House on county, cities, and towns and chaired the charter subcommittee there for 2 years. So it's great to be here.
Lamont Bagby, 14th Senate District, Richmond, and the best of Henrico.
I would agree with Senator Bagby. Good morning, LaSharise Aird, Senate District 13, most of Eastern Henrico, Charles City County, Sussex, Surrey, Dinwiddie, Prince George, Hopewell, and Petersburg.
Skylar Van Valkenburg, 16th Senate District. We call our part of Henrico God's country.
Good morning. I am Senator Angela Williams-Graves, representing District 21, which is all of Norfolk. I had the pleasure of serving on local government in the House of Delegates, and it is wonderful to be here in the Senate.
Good morning, everyone. Stella Pekarsky, coming from local government. I concur with Senator Stanley. It's going to be loads of fun here. I represent Western Fairfax County, which is Senate District 36.
All right, great. And with our staff, Mr. Sharp.
I'm Jeff Sharp with Legislative Services.
Anissa Cottrell with Legislative Services.
Jillian Conway, Senate Clerk's Office.
Alexander Chapman, Senate Clerk's Office.
And we have a page helping us this morning. Go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're from.
Sydney Robeson from Alexandria.
Thank you. Welcome. And thank you for helping us out this morning. All right, we're going to go through a couple brief presentations this morning and then get into our docket. First up is Eldon James. Mr. James.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now it's time for the fun stuff. Okay. You have in front of you what the Virginia chapter of the American Planning Association produces every year. It's an update on the land use laws. All changes from the previous session have been incorporated in this version. This is, I think, our 14th edition. And we refer to it as a toolkit. It's an easy to read. It's layman's language, not legalese. No offense, Jeff. It's the compendium of all your land use law in Virginia. Planners are committed to economic prosperity. They help Virginia communities look at the future and plan for the future, whether they be private sector or public sector. They come with an array of technical skills, whether it be the details of transportation planning or utility infrastructure, water supply, but they also come trained as facilitators to work with the community, to work with your citizens, to help them decide what their future should be and to plan for it. Whether it's working with your volunteer planners on your planning commission or just everyday citizens as they engage in the process of developing a comprehensive plan or providing input in the review of development plans. Mr. Chairman, we consider ourselves a resource. You will hear from me. Sometimes we'll agree, sometimes we'll disagree, but we offer the point of view of the day-to-day planner and how bills impact their communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. James. Appreciate all the work you do and the efforts to advocate and provide this committee with great information, so thank you. Next up, Joe Lurch.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Joe Lurch with the Virginia Association of Counties. Thank you all for inviting me here. Just to give a couple brief comments. At Your Place is our legislative priorities for this year, 2024. And I think it speaks to a lot of the challenges that both local government and the state face in terms of providing services for our constituents. I want you to know that I'm here as a resource for this committee. We have our other staff contacts on there. And I've also left my card, which has my mobile on there, so you can call or text. If I can't find an answer, I'll find somebody who will. And I just wanted to leave on a positive note in terms of how we really view this as truly a state and local relationship in overcoming some of these challenges. Back in 2021, the legislature appropriated money for the city of Covington and Allegheny County to consolidate their schools. And this was an incentive that's resulted in a lot more efficiency, and it's helped those localities. And we kind of view that as working together with the state and overcoming some of these challenges. I'll note, Mr. Chairman, you've got legislation that we're supporting this year that helps with school construction. And so just wanted to let you all know that that's how we view this relationship working forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lurch. Any questions for Mr. Lurch? I asked him to join because I do want to highlight different initiatives that have been successful in local governments in terms of trying to figure out ways to leverage services together and cooperatively. And we spoke several months ago about this and wanted to spend some committee time to highlight some of those innovations that are going on across the Commonwealth, which is important to note. So thank you for that this morning. All right, we're going to get started with the agenda this morning. First up in the queue is Senator Locke. And Senator Locke has 4 bills, starting with Senate Bill 48, and we have a request to roll Senator Aird's Senate Bill 478 into Senate Bill 48. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion and a second to roll Senate Bill 478 into Senate Bill 480. All right.
Which one am I
Let's
doing?
go ahead and open the vote.
I'm doing Senate Bill 48 first. Okay.
The motion is to incorporate and list as chief co-patron to clarify.
Ayes 11, no 0.
Ayes 11, no 0. Bill is incorporated with chief co-patron. Senator Locke, Senate Bill 480.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Senate Bill 48 amends the language to allow counties, cities, and towns to register buildings that have been vacant for a continuous 12 months. The bill also adds buildings that meet the definition of criminal blight, not only vacant and derelict buildings. Localities may require owners of buildings within the criteria to register and pay a registration fee of up to $100. This bill comes as a recommendation of the Virginia Housing Commission, and that is the bill.
Thank you, Senator Locke. Those in support of Senate Bill 48? As you come up, and this goes for all bills, if you, state your name, organization, and area of support. If you have speakers behind you, please be specific if there's something different you'd like to add to the discussion and debate. Thank you.
Good morning, Elizabeth Pollen, Virginia Housing Commission. And as Senator Locke clearly stated, this bill was heard in the Virginia Housing Commission. It was vetted thoroughly, and all sides came to agreement on this bill.
Michelle Gowdy with the Virginia Municipal League. We support the bill.
Good morning. LaVonda Graham-Williams, City Attorney for the City of Portsmouth. We also support the bill.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Ed Reed, Two Capitals Consulting. On behalf of the City of Hampton, we support the bill, and we would like to thank Senator Locke for her work on the bill for a number of sessions. So thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm Laura Bateman on behalf of the 17-member cities of the Virginia First Cities Coalition. We are very supportive of the bill.
Good morning. I'm Jerry Wilson with the City of Newport News, and we also support the bill.
I was going to say, last but not least, the City of Chesapeake also supports this bill.
Fran Bradford McGuire Woods on behalf of the City of Williamsburg. We support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Opposition? Committee operates by motion.
Madam Chair. Getting to that, Madam Chair, I'd ask the patron. So when Senator Aird's bill was, this has been a Christmas tree type bill or before, right? We have already allowed this to occur, but it was by application for each individual place. So this now makes this universal in every region of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, move support. Second.
There's been a motion, and it's been properly seconded to report the bill. And so with that, the clerk will open the roll, please.
Ayes 11, no 0.
Oh, hold on one second, please.
I got it. I'm an aye. Thank you.
No, we liked it better, actually.
Thank you. My debut.
All right. Ayes 11, no 0. The bill reports with.
Okay.
Thank you.
The second bill is Senate Bill 49, which also comes as a recommendation of the Housing Commission. This bill was offered last year by Senator Lewis. The bill expands the language for the Community Revitalization Fund used for all localities. It expands the language so that any locality may, by ordinance, create a community revitalization fund to prevent neighborhood deterioration and build housing. Currently, only the City of Richmond is authorized to establish such a fund. The bill changes language to clarify what financial sources can be placed in a fund. The word exclusively is removed to clarify funding form sources other than appropriated local money can be placed in the Community Revitalization Fund. The Community Revitalization Fund shall be composed of appropriated local monies. And again, this comes as a recommendation of the Virginia Housing Commission.
Good. Thank you, Senator Locke. Those in support?
Hi, Laura Bateman again with Virginia First Cities. We've been working with our members over the course of the last year, looking for every possible tool to help with revitalization in our cities. This bill has been very helpful to the city of Richmond, and our other cities would like the opportunity as well.
Good morning again, Elizabeth Pollen, Virginia Housing Commission. And as Senator Locke said, the Virginia Housing Commission heard this bill. We heard from all sides on the issue, and everybody came together on it. It's permissive legislation.
Good morning again, LaVonda Graham-Williams for the City of Portsmouth. As a locality, it's important that we all have the opportunity to participate in this kind of revitalization, and we support this bill. Thank you.
Michelle DeWitt, City of Williamsburg. We also support this bill.
Good morning, Jerry Wilson with City of Newport News. We support the bill, and on behalf of Michelle Gowdy, VML, they also support the bill.
Great, thank you. Any opposition? Is there a motion?
Motion to report. Second.
There's a motion and second to report. Clerk, go ahead and open the roll.
Ayes 12, no 0.
All right, Bagby's noted as aye.
Not getting in trouble with Mamie today.
Bill reports.
That was last.
12-0-ish.
So he says.
All right, Senator Locke, you have Senate Bill 89.
Senate Bill 89 changes the title for the Executive Director of the Fort Monroe Authority to the Chief Executive Officer of the Authority. Current legislation refers to the leadership position of Fort Monroe as the Executive Director. Changing the title to Chief Executive Officer better reflects the business responsibilities of this position and aligns more accurately with the marketplace by adopting business language for this senior leadership position. The bill comes as a unanimous request from the Fort Monroe Authority Board of Trustees. It has no fiscal impact, and therefore I ask that you pass the bill. Glenn Oder is here. He's the Executive Director. I don't need for him to talk.
Thank you, Senator Locke. Those in support, briefly. Mr. Oder.
Oh, yeah, benefits you.
Any opposition? Any questions from the committee?
Move to report.
So motion, is there a second? There's a motion and a second to report. All those in favor, cast your vote aye. Those opposed, nay.
I should abstain.
Ayes 13, no 0.
Bill reports 13-0. And last up, Senator Locke, is Senate Bill 90.
Mr. Chairman, I am going to ask that Senate Bill 90 pass by for the day. The AG's office is currently working on some language on this bill, so we're going to wait for that language.
All right, is there a motion to pass by for the day?
Second.
There's a motion to second pass by for the day. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And
Thank you very much.
So
Mr.
it
Chairman and
is.
committee.
Thank you, Senator Locke. Next up is Senator French.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
You have Senate Bill 375, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm here to introduce Senate Bill 375.
And Senator, is this your first bill?
No. Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you, Senator.
This is a bill to provide a new charter for the town of Newmarket in Shenandoah County. We do have a technical amendment as suggested by the Department of Transportation, VDOT, and this is subject to provision in code. Virginia Code 33.2-319 and 33.2-700
Senator,
as amended.
Do you have a line amendment? If so, which line?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did miss that. It's on line 127 to be inserted after the word convenience.
I'm sorry, line 127 after which word? And you want to insert what?
Convenience.
So it's convenient for you to include this amendment. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. It would be.
All right. Is there a motion on the convenient line item amendment?
Second, reluctantly.
There's a motion and a second to adopt the amendment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right.
Just a few talking points.
Any
here.
other convenient amendments, or just one?
No, sir. That's all that I have at the moment. So just a few. It's to replace the current charter of the town that says it's out of date. It's to repeal the current charter in place since 1972 and grant a new one approved by the town this month. And I'm in speaking with the police chief and the mayor because we're close friends. It was 100% with the town council. To propose a new charter which was modeled after the towns of Bridgewater and the towns of Luray, to give the town as many rights and privileges that are allowed by Virginia code. Just a few little maybe changes that from the old one. Provision allowing temporary presiding officer to step in if the mayor and vice mayor are both unavailable. Additional powers include the town the ability to require utility wiring placed underground, and a provision that would allow the town to allocate funding to charitable organizations that benefit residents without regards to its affiliation with religious group. So that's all I have, and I don't believe I have anybody here to speak in favor of today.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Rome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I actually have a question for council on line 41 of the bill, where it refers to morals. Is that typical? Do we have that in any other charters or other sections of the code that actually delineate like regulation of morals?
It's old boilerplate language, Mr. Chairman, I would say. So it is another code. It is another charters.
All right. And a follow-up question, Mr. Chair.
Senator Rome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would ask the council in this case, does the inclusion of this have any actual practical effect in terms of how the town operates or governs?
Mr. Chairman, I would say no. Obviously, this charter amendment can't override existing case law or
civil rights,
federal law, and that sort of thing.
All right. Speaking to that then, Mr. Chair.
Senator Rome.
All right. So then pretty much I'm just kind of deeming that as more of a mission statement as opposed to something that's going to be in the code where we're going to end up having a court case, going between the town and the, and the state or something along those lines. So with that understanding, I'll be happy to support.
Thank you, Senator Rome. Senator Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. French, this is a really, really big bill. It's a lot of words in it.
It is for me.
And you're familiar with every word in it?
I have, Mr. Chairman, I've did my due diligence reading over the bill, but to say that I'm familiar with every word in it would be a stretch.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Stanley.
Mr. Chairman, Newmarket, very historical town in Shenandoah County, Virginia. What's the current population?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to respond to Senator from Franklin County. It's a moving target. It's a growing town. I don't know that I've seen the current figures.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Stanley.
Well, okay, then we'll start on something that's maybe not a moving target. In terms of the geography, can you tell me what the total square mileage is of Newmarket?
Well, that's a bit Mr. Chairman.
Senator French.
That's a bit confusing, too. They've been working to try to annex some more property. It's been a fight between the town and them, and I've kind of gotten confused exactly where we end up, but I know they still would like to annex more ground, and the county's fighting them. So I do not have the specific square mileage of the town of Newmarket.
And Mr. Chairman.
Senator Stanley.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'd ask the gentleman, who founded the town of Newmarket in the 1700s?
Mr. Chairman.
Senator French.
Once again, I'd have a hard time answering that question. There's a lot of history there, and I need to be a little better.
Mr. Chairman, final question.
Senator Stanley.
Mr. Chairman, I'd ask the gentleman, since he's learning about this place he's representing and putting this big, huge bill in, can you tell me how many governors have been from Newmarket who were elected governor later in life?
Mr. Chairman, I could be wrong, but I don't believe any governors have been elected. I must be wrong.
Well, Senator French, I will chime in for at least one. The great state of Franklin.
Oh, the founder of Newmarket.
Mr. Chairman, that brings up another question.
Senator Stanley.
Being that the senator here has identified me from being from the great county of Franklin, can he tell me where the great state of Franklin is located?
The great state of Franklin?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, once again, I fall short.
Mr. Chairman, we're not in a confession booth. But as they like to say in baseball, he's 0 for October here. He has not answered one question, and I think we need to look upon this charter bill perhaps the same way. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Stanley. Senator Sutherline's in the queue next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It looks like a complete rewrite of the charter.
That is correct.
And we always want to know in the charter what the boundaries of the town are. And what does your new charter say the boundaries of the town will be?
Well, I've read them. I cannot pull them off the top of the thing, so maybe I'll have to flip through here.
Because that's a pretty important thing to know if you can impose taxes on me or my neighbor or not.
Right.
Eastern.
It's warm in here.
Senator French.
Madam Chair.
Yes, the committee's expecting an answer.
I'm currently not finding it in the, I'm not seeing it. So maybe I need to have some help on this or come back with this.
Does the senator from Roanoke County have any other pressing questions?
Yes, I believe it indicates in there.
Excuse me, Senator.
Yes,
everything
Madam
goes to the
Chair.
chair. Everything goes to the chair.
Madam Chair, I believe it indicates that the current borders will be the borders. But we have no idea what the current borders are. And what you're repealing says that the territory embraced within the town of Newmarket shall be described in the order of annexation entered in the annexation court on November 28, 1970. And then we can find it on Book Z, page 312, Deed Book 278, page 488. Should we not know where the boundaries are?
Well, I'm sure the boundaries are located within the county of Shenandoah, but besides that, I can't specifically tell you the points.
All right. I hope no one gets upset because they find out they're in the town all of a sudden and have a new tax on them. I don't want to be the person that did that to them.
Senator Durant.
Thank you. I also agree with my colleague, Senator Stanley. There's an awful lot of words. It's a long bill. I just wanted to move forward. We expect to see as many words and long legislation coming from you, Senator French.
I'm generally not very long-winded when it comes to printing or writing anything. Sometimes I talk a little bit, but as far as words written down, no, my tendency is less is more.
I certainly hope so. Thank you.
Any further questions from the committee? There's a motion and a second to report this senator's first bill from this committee? Clerk will open the roll.
Ayes 12, noes 1.
Ayes 12, noes 1. The bill reports. See you on the floor.
Thank you very much. It was fun.
Thank you. Next up is Senator Lucas, Senate Bill 106.
Don't mess with
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. As you've indicated, I have before you this morning Senate Bill 104. Is that the one I'm with right now? Yes. 106. I got 104 in here too. 106. And I have our city attorney with me, Attorney LaVonda Graham. I'd like for you to just come stand with me, so I need you to further highlight some of these issues. Mr. Chairman, the requested technical changes to the following two sections of our city charter update the city, bringing it in line with sections 24.1-507 and, of course, 24.1.2-228 of the Code of Virginia. The current local candidate filing deadline in the charter causes confusions. The time fixed for the closing of the polls on the date certain. The city registrar has thus asked that the charter be changed to eliminate this confusion and align with state law. The emergency legislation request is needed so that these changes are made in time for the upcoming 2024 election season. And so if there's anything more that I need to add to this, I have our very capable city attorney here to do so.
Thank you, Senator Lucas. I think the bill's pretty straightforward. There was, I think, one friendly potential amendment, which is listing the state code section versus listing the specific date in case a future primary date changed for whatever reason in the future. The city would not have to come back to adjust the charter if that's amenable. Mr. Sharp, could you identify those sections for the committee?
Mr. Chair, there are three places in the charter where it specifically mentions 7 p.m. on the third Tuesday in June, and the suggestion would be to replace that language with language that basically says no later than the time specified in section 24.2-507, I believe is the section that they'd want reference there.
That's correct.
Of the Code of Virginia.
Yes.
And again, that would be in three different places on lines 30, 35, 34, 35, and then again down on line 42.
Yes, that's acceptable.
Senator Lucas, is that okay as a friendly amendment?
That helps fix the problem, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion and a second to adopt the amendments. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right. The bill is amended is before us. Any opposition in the room? Raise your hand. Not seeing any.
Move to report. Second.
There's a motion to report as amended and a second. Clerk, please open the roll.
Ayes 13, noes 0.
The bill reports 13-0. Thank you, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I guess maybe being around here for a while helps get to that number, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Senator Head.
Thank you, Mr.
Senator Head,
Chairman.
you have Senate Bill 135.
And this bill is very similar to a bill that we all saw last year and passed unanimously in both chambers last year, but then was vetoed by the governor with some concerns. It basically changes the acreage for a site that's eligible for grants from the Virginia Economic Development Partnership from 100 acres to 50 acres. That was the bill last year. That was the only thing that it did. And the concern that was in last year's bill was that it might allow certain localities to just gobble up all of the available inventory for grants. And so the bill that we have here attempts to put some belts and suspenders on that same concept and some further restrictions, but still reduce the number down to 50 acres. The bill that you have before you, I was given this morning some suggested amendments, and I don't know if council has those or if I'm the only one that has those. Do we have those? But you don't have copies to give to you. I can read those out to you if that would be acceptable, and it would be your pleasure to accept them or not. But would be, first of all, on line 17 after 50, or I'm sorry, after least, strike 50 and insert 100. And then on line 17 after acres, strike the new language exists, and then through the remainder of that line, and then through line 18 through the word acres. So basically any of the new language on lines 17 and 18. And then on line 24, and this is where it gets a little bit verbal here, on line 24, after the struck through word acres, insert the following, and that is, the authority may determine a site of at least 50 contiguous acres to be an eligible site if such site meets the criteria in clauses 2 and 3, and A, is located in region 1 or 2, B, is located in a locality or region in which topographic or environmental factors constrain the availability of viable sites for economic development. C, presents a unique economic development opportunity based on infrastructure, logistics, or other distinguishable features of the site. Or D,
Senator
creates an economic development opportunity not
Senator
currently available in the regional inventory.
I'm going to give you a pause. I think there's some thoughts amongst the committee that the depth and number of amendments.
It may end up being an amendment in the nature of a substitute.
Sounds like a substitute coming, and so
you'd like to.
I think we're going to take this by for the day,
and
then have the full material before the committee for next week.
I thought we might. So,
all right. There's a motion to take it by for the day.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition?
We'll
see you next week.
Thank you.
Next up, Senator Craig, then Senator Rouse. Senator Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And just so we can just set the record straight, this is not my first bill.
Senate Bill 264. And I'm sorry, you were saying?
This is not my first bill.
Well, Senator Craig, this is your first bill before this committee.
It is, sir. And
Thank
I'm just honored to be here. All right. Put these glasses on. Senate Bill 262 is a City of Virginia Beach bill amending the charter expansion of the Board of Equalization. This bill seeks to expand the Board of Equalization in the City of Virginia Beach from 4 to 5 members. The Board of Equalization is one of 3 possible routes for appeal when a taxpayer believes their real estate assessment is erroneous. The Board of Equalization members are appointed by the Circuit Court, and any decision by the Board is appealed to the Circuit Court. In recent years, the four-person board has encountered tie votes more than often, so this is why this extra 5th person is necessary. The bill just simply changes the number from 4 to 5. The City of Virginia Beach has met all the requirements to request this charter change, and the City Council voted unanimously to pass this bill. So I would be honored if you would be gentle on me and pass this bill.
Any opposition to the bill? Questions from the committee?
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Suderline.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we require a supermajority to override the governor's vetoes, correct?
Yes.
Another question.
Senator Suderline.
When the Board of Equalization acts, are they not overriding someone else's decision?
Yes, it would take a two-thirds vote, yes.
So they're overriding someone else's decision. So our current system with 4 members for Virginia Beach means that we ensure it's not just a bare minimum that's overriding someone else's decision that was elected to make these decisions in the commissioner's office.
Mr. Chairman, I would answer to the gentleman, the senator, yes, I guess that would be correct.
And now we're just going to make it a bare, this would be as if we're going to take Governor Youngkin's veto power to be overridden by a simple majority. I don't think he'd like that. I don't know about the commissioner in Virginia Beach either, though.
Senator Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a dynamic bill. It really is dynamic. You've
All 30 lines?
changed one word and you've added 3 words. Is that correct?
Mr. Chairman, I would answer the senator, yes, it's a 30-line bill, very simple.
I understand, but Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chair.
Senator Stanley.
But actually, even though you say there's 30 lines, you have struck the word fortify and made 5, which is really not replacing, and you've added 3 words, which is and one alternate. Is that correct?
Mr. Chairman, I would answer that would be correct.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Stanley.
Senator Craig, if I remember correctly, just back in this past November, you ran as a small government conservative. And yet this is nothing more than more big government, is it not?
Mr. Chairman, I would answer the senator that this bill was on request of the City of Virginia Beach, and if you'd like some more explanation, I'd be glad to have them step up.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Stanley.
It is clear to me, and is it to you, I mean, Senator Rouse would carry this bill if it was big impact bill. You know, he had some big impacts in the NFL. But tell me how you're going to find someone in the great city of Virginia Beach who would say, hey, do you want to be on the equalization board? And they're like, oh, as an alternate? Do you think you can actually fill the alternate position?
Mr. Chairman, I would answer the senator that Virginia Beach is the largest city in the state. It's third largest by land. It's 310 square miles, 257 miles of land, 51 miles of water, and yes, we will be able to find someone to fill that spot.
Mr. Chairman, she's saying that there are plenty of alternates living in Virginia Beach right now. Thank you.
Any other questions of the committee?
Move to report.
There's a motion to report the now change an even number from 4 to 5, an odd number for the Board of Equalization is what you're asking for. Is that right?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
There's a motion to report Senator Craig's Senate Bill 262, first bill. There's a motion and a second. Clerk, open the roll. The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 13, no 0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
Ayes 13, no 0. Senate Bill 262 reports. Next, not on this docket. Next up is Senator Rouse.
171.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I have before you SB 189, a charter change bill. SB 189H is a companion bill to HB 410. It seeks to align the Virginia Beach City Charter with the current election system used for city council elections. This change in election system was first mandated by the United States courts in 2021, which ordered the city to use a 10-district system for members of the city council with only the mayor elected citywide, 10-1 system. The 10-1 system was used for the first time during the 2022 city council election due to the court order. In 2023, the city conducted an extensive public outreach regarding the 10-1 election system and found that 81% of the public supports the change to the 10-1 system. In addition, changes to the General Assembly made in 2021 to the Virginia Code, the adoption of HB 2198 rendered the previous election system that is currently described in the city charter obsolete. Because of HB 2198, the U.S. Court of Appeals vacated the U.S. District Court's order in July of 2022 and remanded the case back to the U.S. District Court. Given the recent U.S. District Court communications to the city, emphasizing that it will require the city to use the 10-1 system going forward, the city believes it has no option but to continue to utilize the publicly supported and court-mandated 10-1 election system. And accordingly, in August of 2023, the city adopted the 10-1 election system as part of its decennial redistricting ordinance. In November 2023, after the required public hearing, the city voted to request the General Assembly update the city charter to formally include the 10-1 election system. And that is the bill before you today, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I'm sorry,
Senator Rouse.
But also have expert witness from the city attorney's office as well here to speak on behalf of the bill.
Any opposition to Senate Bill 189? All right, hearing none. Any questions from the committee? Is a motion to report and a second? Is a motion and a second. All those in favor, vote aye. Those opposed, nay.
We see who they give the bills to.
Ayes 13, no 0.
All right, that bill reports 13-0.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, members of the committee.
Thank you, Senator Rouse. Senator Jordan.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Before you, Senate Bill 309, which is a charter change request from the town of Smithfield. This is bringing into line the movement we had in the General Assembly a couple of years ago, moving May elections to November and having their charter reflect those changes.
Senator Suderline.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is there any opposition back home to this?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
All right. I'm ready to make a motion when you are, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Rome.
I was going to second the motion that is impending.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I move that we report Senate Bill 309.
Second.
Right. There's a motion and a second to report Senate Bill 309. All in favor, vote aye. Those opposed, nay.
Ayes 13, no 0.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
That bill reports 13-0. And I believe we need next up Senator Salim. We have committee members also. Senator Sturtevant. Senate Bill 1112. 112. There you go.
Mr. Chairman, this is a charter change bill on behalf of a locality in my district, the city of Colonial Heights. They have not updated their charter substantively since 1960, and so this is a bill to bring it up to modernity and modern language. Few changes that are relatively minor in here. It regards the city attorney's office. City attorney will no longer be the attorney for the school board. They will have their own and take some of the work off the city attorney's plate. And I believe I have the city attorney here today if there are any questions about the specifics, but this is supported and asked for on behalf of the locality.
All right, those in opposition to Senate Bill 112. Questions from the committee?
Yes.
Senator Stanley.
Senator Sturman.
Yes. Yes, Senator.
On lines, this is, I don't know if this is a realignment, but it makes very general what was very specific under the powers and duties of the city attorney. There was enumerated from line 73 all the way to lines 96 that are removed. I see that you have added some other things. Is this a rewording or is this a reallocation of responsibilities?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Stanley, it's a rewording, and it lays out more clearly, specifically, what the duties of the city attorney are, and they are all enumerated here, of which there are 8. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the duties that is reallocated away from the city attorney is acting as attorney for the local school board.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Stanley.
And why is that? Because the school board has its own counsel?
I will ask the city attorney if, yes. Yes. Do you have your own school board attorney?
The school board has its
Please approach the mic.
The school board has its own
State your
legal
name.
counsel assisting it.
State your name, sir.
Hugh Fisher, City Attorney, Colonial Heights. The school board currently has an outside lawyer with an outside law firm representing it for certain matters. This is actually a joint decision by both council and the school board. The school board acquiesces in this decision. They would like to have their own attorney, and as Senator Sturtevant said, the council very much would like for my or my successor's duties to be allocated exclusively to council and not to the school board.
Any further questions of the committee on this
Mr. Chairman.
City Attorney Self-Employment Act of 2024?
Well, I think that was an indication, Mr. Chairman, that for the senator for Franklin, they may be looking for an attorney for their school board.
I need to abstain.
Any further questions from the committee? All right, hearing none, is there a motion?
That's your part.
Is a motion to report? Is there a second?
Second.
Is a motion? Is a motion and a second to report Senate Bill 112. All those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay.
Thank the committee.
That bill reports 11 to
Ayes
1.
11, noes 1.
All right, we also had on the agenda Senate Bill 171 from Senator Craig. I think she took the victory of one bill and scampered out of here as fast as she could. And we have Senate Bill 316 that is over in courts. We're going to adjourn for the day and take it up next week. The committee will rise.
The Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia.